And I think we are good. Here we go. I'm so glad that we
All
are chatting
right.
today, Cindy. Yay.
Yes, Ginger, how you doing?
Really great. Happy Tuesday from Seattle.
Oh, happy Tuesday from Miami, Florida. It's like 70 degrees with wind and people were wearing sweaters outside.
It is like 40 degrees here. We live
Oh
in
my
different
goodness.
worlds. We live in different worlds.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you so much for meeting today with me. So, for those of you know the beautiful, amazing Ginger, um, you know everything about her. You know that she is a registered dietitian and the CEO of Champagne Nutrition and author and so many great things. And I am Cindy from Cindy's Fitness Experience and a fitness coach, trainer, group instructor, wellness advisor, and all those good things. And coming together, meaning nutrition and fitness coming together meets. And what do you have? You have some strong, powerful information coming your way.
Big time.
So today, I wanted to talk a little bit about energy foods. Um, I think a lot of us struggle with energy loss, and there's tons of different factors on why that is. But food is such a huge um, part of why we have energy depletion because it's our fuel. So whether it's for that, really heavy workout or movement or that lethargic time that hits you during the day. So we really wanted to bring you some key little nuggets on how we can assist you and how it can really make a difference for you.
This is such an important topic.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So I'm gonna leave it to our specialist here, Ginger. Tell me, I mean, it's a very broad question, so give us an idea. Like, what are the best foods or ways to approach it when you want to have the energy, let's say for a good workout?
Yeah, I mean, the bottom line here is that all food is providing energy. I mean, food is calories, and that is what our body needs to run. And so those calories come in three forms: carbohydrates, fat, and protein. You don't have anything else to work with but those three things. And so you're always mixing and matching in that category. And when you're talking about activity, the main fuel for our muscles and for lifting and for running is carbohydrates. I mean, that is what the body really needs to perform. So I think one really common mistake that people make is not eating enough calories or not fueling with carbohydrates. And I think that there's so much confusion around carbs because it's like carbs are bad, carbs will make you gain weight, carbs are bread and rice, like stay away from them. But actually carbs are fruits and vegetables and beans and like dairy, like a lot of things that we don't even think about. So really, I try to remove the good and bad from food and just say like food is energy. It comes in three forms, and that's what you've got to work with. So one common mistake is people not fueling their workouts or not eating enough. Then your blood sugar's low and you feel very tired and lethargic.
Absolutely. I can definitely say from experience and in coaching, especially my early people, my first question is, well, what did you have? Nothing, or, a half cup of coffee or something like this. Um, and I just really find that it really does make a difference because where are you pulling from? What is your body trying to pull from? Like it's expecting this car to run off of empty and accelerate all the way down. Like we wouldn't do that to our car. Why would we do that to our body? So I think that's a great point. And carbs, also in the fitness world and the gazillion different diets with Atkins and I don't even know all the names of it. But they're good carbs. Like there's good fats and things like this that that we can pull from. Can you give us like a few examples, a little bit more, like let's say a question that I get is, what should I have? And again, it all varies for the person, depends on their tolerances and everything. But a quick breakfast meal, like if before I work out.
Yeah, you need to think about mostly we're looking at carbohydrates that are easy to digest and not so much like fat and protein. A lot of people will do more fat and protein after they work out because that can be slower to digest and a little heavy on the stomach. Some people do really well with like a piece of fruit, like bananas are classic, work really well before a workout. Like maybe an apple with a little almond butter on it, like a rice cracker with, almond or peanut butter. Some people will do like a yogurt because dairy has a really nice amount of carbohydrates, and
Mm.
otherwise you could do like soy yogurt or something like that. So just something light, but that has energy. I mean, what do you suggest for people?
I usually like like for my type of activity, like I usually like the protein shake where I
Mm.
can like add things like real quick and blend it in there, and I can really maximize the amount of protein and carbs and everything that I get in there in one thing. You know what I mean? And it keeps me full, and I can add, all the flaxseed and all these other things that I'm just not going to take through a spoon. I can throw everything in there and it tastes amazing, and there's a bunch of things in there. So that is my personal choice. That if you have access to that, to getting or investing in like a great blender, that makes all the difference. But you can do a lot with taking care of your carbs and proteins and everything for that morning, because we don't tend to be like starving that much in the morning. So it's a system of getting your body used to having an intake in the morning.
It can really accelerate your workouts. I mean, every once in a while, I'll be busy or forget or whatever. I try to work out without energy, without that
Yeah.
carbohydrates, and it's not like my workouts are terrible. And I'm like, what am I doing? I didn't prepare correctly.
Yeah, absolutely. And also when you're not used to it, like I tell a lot of my clients, all right, just have half of it. Let it digest a little bit, and then after you finish, finish the other half. Like you just got to kind of see, because some people's stomach is more sensitive, they're not used to it. So, it's kind of like when people take vitamins, on an empty stomach. I mean, we know that's a whole other topic, but but
Yes.
yeah, I think that's great. Like not to be scared of the carbs. I guess when we talk about the carbs, we're not necessarily the carbs, like when it comes into my mind, right? When we're talking about the carbs, that if your goal is trying to lose weight and define your body and all of this, probably, and correct me if I'm wrong, the white pasta, the regular bread, is this like kind of things that we should stay away from, or what are your thoughts on that?
The main problem with those types of foods for some people's goals is that they just will spike your blood sugar a lot, right? But they don't offer you a lot of nutrition. So I actually do have people include bread, especially if it's like whole grain, whole wheat. I see a lot of people like avoiding bread but eating all sorts of other types of carbs. So we need to look at carbs on an even playing field. And a lot of times like an avocado toast or like some almond butter on a piece of toast is like a really excellent piece of part of fuel. But most people just eat too much, right? Or eat these kind of carbs in an unbalanced way. As far as pasta, I just have people go to whole wheat or bean pasta. It's so high in fiber, so high in protein, it has better nutrition. So well, all foods can fit depending on your goals. Sometimes there's just better options than others.
Right, right. Very good point. So does that apply the same as, because we're talking a little bit more about your energy for like workouts. Like what about when you're like lethargic, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and you need something, and and generally people go to that coffee, they go to that, I don't know, donut or croissant or something like this, or um, I don't know, whatever's in the office, or what's available to you.
Yeah, there was a study done pre-COVID about office food and how people like eat so many free calories. Like, because there's like food sitting everywhere, it's free food, and they eat so much because it's right there. So office culture is actually really hard for
Yeah.
healthy eating sometimes. But what happens in the afternoon, like there's a real reason for this. Your cortisol, which is your stress, fight or flight energy hormone, is highest in the morning. It's lowest before you go to bed, but it takes this big dip in the afternoon. That's like siesta time, that's nap time, that's downtime, but we're all trying to work through it, right? So it's really normal that your blood sugar is dipping, you're feeling kind of hungry in the afternoon. So what I would suggest is just be ready for it and have a plan. Use water, use tea, use a healthy balanced snack so that you're giving yourself what you need, but you're in control and you're choosing what's best for you and your goals.
I love that. Yes. Being prepared and knowing, it's so funny that you say that, because it's, I don't know, I guess it's just human behavior. Like, we know this is coming, but we kind of just decide we're just going to get through it, versus taking a step back and saying, this is coming and I want to get through it in a change the direction of how I feel, and make it better. We just sometimes we tolerate certain things that just doesn't have to be. There's a lot of preventative ways that we can take care of things. Um, so leading into the next question, when you say, be prepared. So here's my thing on this, and I need your help with this. Like, I really try to advise when I'm coaching, the preparation, the prepping of your food, of like really taking that time, and this is the fuel that's going into your body, right? Like, I want to do all of these things, and I have this expectation that my body is just going to do it because I say so. But we need to assist it. So tell me two things about this. Um, for those that are not used to prepping and thinking, the first reaction is it takes too much time, it's too expensive, I don't really have, again, always goes back to time, and I really don't know how. Versus, I'm gonna have food just delivered. They do it and I just eat it. And like, can you give me a little bit of thoughts on both of those subject matters?
Yeah, I think the biggest barrier is with meal prep, you're going to save yourself time and mental energy every single day, but you have to be organized enough to make a plan, a list, and grocery shop on one day. So you definitely do need to invest that time up front, but you can look at your week and say, I have a slump at 3 p.m. I need to buy a pack of tea and I need to buy 5 apples because I'm going to have an apple every afternoon. And you just need to think ahead and be ready for that, right? Or, smoothie ingredients or what have you. So really it's just a shift. You're going to save a lot of time, but you're going to need to shift the time and invest a little bit of time up front. Maybe you need some new Tupperware or, meal prep stuff. Like, you don't overthink it. You can keep it simple. But if that really is not going to be a fit for you, then a lot of times I talk to people about what are the best healthy options at Starbucks, right? They have packs of almonds. They have string cheese. They have, avocado spread. Like, they have really healthy options. You don't need to grab a baked good. There's other good options that are grab and go. And there's some really excellent prepared foods. I mean, my clients are doing, like, not to talk about brands specifically, but Sunbasket, Blue Apron, HelloFresh, Purple Carrot. There's so many good ones. You can have leftovers. And, I'm working with a few clients right now and helping them get some meals delivered from a local chef. You'd be surprised how actually affordable that can be and very helpful. They bring you food, it's homemade, it's prepared, it's given to you. You get to choose what it is. That can be a great option too.
Absolutely. I think that somehow along the line it kind of has been ingrained in us that healthier is more expensive.
Mhm.
Um, you know, but in the long run, I mean, there may be some choices and what have you, but I don't know, because we talk about spending, $7 on a cappuccino or whatever. So how does that not fit into the picture here when for $7 I can get 3 bags of apples?
Right.
On there. Yeah. So it's all relevant, I think. Um, yeah, I think this is really great information. And I think it's also about, shifting your thought process a lot in the sense of, you know, I don't, sometimes we fight against that we're kind of struggle with this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to have to clean the kitchen. I don't want to have to like get my, what have you. And a lot of times I tell my clients, I'm like, so if you don't, then what? What
Right.
is the consequence of that? So that you may possibly have the rest of your day not feeling great, feeling lethargic, not feeling good about yourself versus that half an hour maybe. So again, we kind of go back to why am I doing this? Like why is this important? And I think that, when it comes to our wellness overall, that nutrition is huge, is a huge factor, and preventative in so many so many things. The illnesses and all these things that is just amazing. And what are your thoughts about that?
What you're really talking about is something that I talk to my clients about all the time too. I think those of us in this profession, like we really are trying to take the individual person and make them the biggest priority in their own life. And it's so wild how easily that can slip away. But taking time for yourself, making your sleep a priority, stress management, like telling other people to wait so that you can make sure that you bring your best self forward. That includes fitting in fitness, that includes making nutrition a priority. Like why are you giving everything away instead of making yourself a priority? Putting on your oxygen mask first is often what I talk about with people so that you can better do your job and you can better care for other people.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's a great segue for me to kind of talk a little bit about, um, you know, the Solution Fitness membership tribe that I have, that Ginger is a part of as well, which I'm so grateful for. I was really called to go beyond the physical and bring segments like this, like the nutrition, like our environmental, our sleep, our movement, all of that stuff. Because at the end of the day, I want to create, and Ginger as well too, we're here to serve you, we're here to assist you with our knowledge, our experience, and really help you to understand that it can be broken down. We don't change our habits of the last 40 years or what have you in 2 weeks.
True.
Again, it takes time, but when we break it down, and like Ginger, to your point, to say, let's not complicate this. We know that if I buy 5 apples and a little box of tea and I use this, in my slump time at 3 o'clock, I mean, that's huge. And it's a very simple uh, task. So we're here to support you, and the Solution Fitness membership is something that includes all of these things. It's my passion. It's my Corona baby, right? Because we all got into our different paths. But I would love if anyone has any questions. It's Ginger, you've done the workouts with me, right?
Really fun. I love how accessible they are and high energy. And you're a great coach. It's really, really fun.
Thank you so much. And the great thing about it also is that we know your name, and then we can basically talk to you directly. It's a support system, and it's an amazing, amazing a group that's in there to that we all are in it, for the same reason, to be happy, to find our wellness overall in our whole life. Um, so anything else, Ginger, that you wanted to? Oh, let me ask you, how do they find you? I mean, we're on your page, they know that, but
You're on my page, I'm Champagne Nutrition and got my blog going. I post a lot of recipes there. People reach out to me. My contact is there. Yeah, I love supporting people with nutrition, especially when people have like very specific questions, complex situations, special disease considerations, like that kind of stuff is definitely my jam. Mysteries. I love a good health mystery. So those are reasons that people often come to me.
I love it. I love it. Definitely reach out to Ginger, or for me, we're in this, to serve you. And as Ginger said, I think we definitely thrive on challenges. We are searchers. We are students every day. We're constantly educating ourselves. We have a passion for it, and we would love to connect. And any questions or anything, just reach out to me at Cindy's Fitness Experience or through Ginger and Champagne Nutrition. And you have a book as well. And I've told a bunch of people about it, and I just want to bring it up because I love that book. It's like inflammation foods. How many times a day do we say, I feel swollen and bloated and all of this stuff? And like, I mean, you have a book to help
Yes,
you.
I have it here. It's called the
Yes.
Anti-Inflammatory Diet Meal Prep. I keep it here because I literally grab recipes out of it constantly, and I'll send them to people, and a lot of them are on the blog, but it is anti-inflammatory diet meets meal prep. So like, if you need ideas about how to do this, I literally explain it in this book. So thanks for that.
Excellent. All right. Well, thank you so much for spending this time with me, Ginger. It's always a pleasure, and look forward to chatting with you again soon.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Bye, guys.